So first off, let me introduce myself. My name is Rick Barker. I have been blessed to have been in the music business now for a little over 30 years. Got my start in radio, worked for Big Machine Records, was part of the social media team for American Idol for many years, and also had the pleasure of launching the career of superstar Taylor Swift. And I want to talk to you a little bit today. At the recording of this, Eddie Van Halen just passed away from his long bout with throat cancer. And it got me thinking about the first time as a music fan when I heard Van Halen. I was living in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles. I'm 53 years old, so back in the 80s, I was able to see them on the Sunset Strip. And that's the power of music right now. Music has such an effect on all of us. You know, before getting into radio, that's something that I always wanted to do. I've always been a fan of music. And like many of you, music has played a very important role in my life. I can remember the first concert I ever bought a ticket for was to see Prince at the Great Western Forum in Los Angeles. I saved up everything I could. I bought a front row ticket, and it was to the Purple Rain tour. And I was just so excited that I had the opportunity to see at that time my hero. And every year I look forward to concerts. And right now, with COVID, that was taken away from a lot of us. Not only did we miss the opportunity for that, one festival every year that we saved up money to go attend and to see all these bands that we've been listening to on the radio and on Spotify and Apple and Amazon, and it was our chance to go out. I know a lot of people, being with Taylor for the years that I was, is that people would save up for these trips to go out and see these shows. And what I wanted to share with you today was what we as music fans can do to continue to support these musicians. So many times no one will, pull back the curtain and share kind of the economics of what's happening. Living in Nashville, where I live right now, I'm used to on Sunday mornings on my way to church, seeing the tour buses cruising down the 65, everyone coming back from their shows. And right now, that hasn't happened for a long time. When this went into effect, where these concerts started getting canceled, what that did on the industry is it pretty much shut it down. We've gone from splitting dollars in the industry to actually splitting pennies. That's kind of how the economics work now with streaming. Every time you play a song or every time you hear a song on the radio, that's a percentage of pennies that's being divvied up. So a lot of the income that comes in through the industry comes through the tours every year. That's where the merchandise is sold. That's where the tickets are sold. So when that went away, that put a major damper on the economy. In Nashville, in Atlanta, in the hip hop space, in LA, in the pop space, pretty much all over the world, everything started getting canceled. So what happened is that there's a lot of people behind the scenes that you may not be aware of or you never meet that all lost their jobs, from the caterers to the lighting people to the roadies to the people that work at the venues. A lot of them rely on that extra income every year. A lot of venues that you go to, you'll see retirees. When the economy changed years ago, many of them had to start taking up part-time jobs. And a lot of those part-time jobs were at venues. They were ushers. I know the folks at the Grand Ole Opry. A lot of my artists will play the Opry, and I get a chance to get to know the security guards and the people that work behind the scenes. So that's pretty much how it affected the industry. So what I want to encourage you to do as fans, before we talk about the independent artist, it's like if you have a friend who's got a birthday that's coming up, most of your favorite artists have websites with a little button that says store. You can still go pick up those t-shirts. You can still pick up those autographed CDs and those things that you would have normally picked up at the shows. And that would really go a long way in helping these artists support their teams. Much of the industry works on a commission basis. So the booking agents, they're not getting paid right now. The managers, they're not getting paid right now. The business managers, they're not getting paid right now. A lot of the people who relied on this touring this summer have been deeply affected because of this. But music continues every day, even through COVID, to play an important part in our lives. Just today, I was listening to music yesterday. I listen to music pretty much every single day. So one of the things that I want to encourage you to do as a listener of music is that if you could subscribe to the premium version of, let's say, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Prime. On my phone, I have Amazon Prime. I have an Apple family plan. So the family, I pay monthly for them to be able to hear that music. I also pay for a Spotify premium account. I have Sirius XM satellite radio. I'm trying to do my part to help the industry, because think about this for a second. The music business is one of the few businesses where the consumer does not have to pay to consume the product. Think about that for a second. Think about how many businesses, if you could just walk in and just kind of grab whatever you want, still get fulfilled by having the music, but you didn't have to pay for it. How long would those businesses stay in business? Not very long. Let's talk about the independent artists for a second. That's who I work with today. I help thousands of artists all over the world get their music out into the world. They are still delivering this music. Many of them, the part-time jobs that they had to be able to support them recording music and putting music out, that I read on their social media platforms, people are commenting, this song changed my life. Oh my gosh, I proposed to my girlfriend with your music. I was wanting to hurt myself and I heard your song and it kept me from hurting myself. Those artists who fund their own career, the part-time jobs that they had, for many of them, it went away. Many were Uber drivers. Many were bartenders, waiters, waitresses. Not only did the ability for them to perform and go out and make income with their music go away, but also their ability to earn income went away as well. So what can you do as a fan of those bands to support them? One of the things, a lot of artists right now are going on live and they're doing live streams. And they put up what's called virtual tip jars. You may have seen it. You may have seen like a Venmo account number or a PayPal number or things like that. Every little dollar helps. It really does. But what's unfortunate is that a lot of times the artists just don't know how to ask. That's why I said, you know what? I'm going to shoot a video and I'm going to explain what's going on. Because right now, those artists, I feel like I'm a therapist a lot of the times, because they're like, Rick, people are listening to my music, and whenever I decide to go live and I put up a tip jar, nobody wants to tip. Or I put up a t-shirt or I put out a new piece of merch. And I said, are you asking them? And they're like, well, and I'm like, here's the thing. At some point, we need to be able to ask. So here's what you can do. There's a lot of interesting things you can do. I was thinking about this the other day as I was walking down Broadway, and a homeless person who I don't know came up, and I gave him a couple bucks. That person hasn't done anything to have an effect on me. I just knew it was the right thing to do. So when you see one of the artists that you support, one of the artists that's sharing your stuff on social media or commenting back to you, reach out to them and ask them, what can I do to help you right now? It could be as little as $1 tip when they're doing a live stream. It could be buying a $10 t-shirt. A lot of them have Patreon accounts. What that is you can make a monthly commitment to them for as little as $1 a month, $5 a month. But see, when enough people do that, it all adds up. Think about this. If you had 1,000 fans, like a lot of these artists you'll look at and they're like, oh my gosh, they've got, thousands of followers on their social media account. Just think about if 1,000 people who truly appreciated their music gave $1 a month. That's $1,000 a month that will allow them to continue to make music that's directly affecting all of us. Because that's what music does. It hits us right here. Right now, if you're feeling depressed, you're listening to songs that are going to bring you out of that depression. If you're getting ready to propose, you're searching for music right now for your father-daughter dance, your mother-son dance, your first dance. Think about the song for those of you that are married. That first, I can tell you mine, it was Casey and JoJo. Music has played such an important part in my world that I can remember back to certain things. It's kind of like what Taylor Swift wrote with her song Tim McGraw. You hear that song on the radio and it takes you back to that place. So where is the music taking you right now, and what can you do to help support your favorite artist? It doesn't take a lot. Those of you that are in a position to, buy 5 or 6 t-shirts and give them to your friends for gifts, by all means, we'd appreciate that. I know they would appreciate that. For those of you that want to throw in a couple bucks next time they go live on their Facebook or Instagram or their sessions account, they definitely appreciate that. Those of you that want to become patrons to your favorite artist that has those patron accounts, please, I encourage you to do so. Every little bit helps right now. And realize that a lot of times they don't know how to ask. What they know how to do is create songs that change us. Music has changed me. It has helped shape me. It has given me the ability to have a career helping other people. So I just wanted to take this time to share with you a little bit about what's going on right now. There's a lot of people that are hurting right now, and we all have the ability to lessen that hurt just a little bit more. So do what you can. Get yourself a premium account so that we get the highest percentage of that penny possible to share amongst everyone that's involved. And when you see an artist doing something that you like, let them know that. And if you're not in a financial position to be able to help, a share goes a long way too. You might be able to share one of their posts with some of your friends, and some of their friends your friends might see it and be able to help as well. But I just wanted to take this time to share that with you. I appreciate you letting me drop in on whatever device this is dropping in on. I do appreciate all of you, and I definitely appreciate the music. Music has value. It really does. And it's up to us, I think, sometimes as the fan. Now I'm speaking as a fan to be able to show my support to those favorite artists. Matter of fact, I'm wearing a Power 106 hat. I saw this at a Goodwill store, and it brought back memories of my days in radio back in Los Angeles, and I'm like, I've got to buy that hat. Think about your favorite concert shirt that you still wear, the one with the holes in it, the ones that all your friends say, dude, when are you going to get rid of that thing? You know, or the one that you wear because it makes you feel young again, because it reminds you back of that day. That's the power of music. So we've got to do everything we can to keep these creators creating this music. So do everything that you can to help support it, and I appreciate you. Have a great day. Take care.